The long-term disability carrier is going to ask you if you've been involved in any lawsuits that you've filed either before or after you've claimed long-term disability benefits. You might ask yourself, why do they want to know that information? Well, if, for example, you've been involved in an auto accident since you've claimed long-term disability benefits, the carrier wants to know what kind of injuries you've had as a result of that auto accident. What treatment have you gotten? What impact has that new auto accident had on your ability to work? They're going to obtain copies of your personal injury protection claim to see what you said about your injuries and whether you're claiming lost wages as a result of that auto accident. If you're a professional, such as a doctor or a lawyer, the long-term disability ERISA carrier is going to automatically check to see if you've been involved in any disciplinary actions that may impact your ability to practice. Many times the disability insurance company is going to argue that your disability is really related to some disciplinary issue you've had or personnel issues that you've had with your employer. They're going to argue you're a disgruntled employee who's made a decision to file a disability claim as a result of professional or personal issues and aren't really disabled. You can be sure that the ERISA long-term disability carrier is going to be talking to your employer. They're going to ask for a copy of your personnel file. If you sign a release that lets them get that information, it's fair game. Of course, you should be truthful about any lawsuits or disciplinary actions. I advise my clients to revoke any releases that let the long-term disability ERISA carrier contact your employer or get your personnel file. Make it clear in your answers to those questions how your disability is or isn't related to any of those lawsuits that you may have filed as a result of any accidents or injuries that you had before or after you filed the claim for disability. Make sure that your medical records are consistent. Long-term disability ERISA carriers love to look for inconsistencies. Information about your disciplinary actions can be confidential. Make sure that you're not violating the confidentiality requirements by giving the long-term disability ERISA carrier more information than you're legally allowed to disclose. Lawsuits or disciplinary actions can be a minefield for the long-term disability ERISA applicant. Don't get caught in that minefield. Call an experienced long-term disability ERISA attorney.